Shock me. Iyo Sky, you new world women's champion.
Do you remember how we signed off yesterday, me, you, and Mark, talking about this main event from last night?
Yep.
Do you remember what I said?
Yes. You said don't count Iyo Sky out. And you said you knew it was going to be one hell of a match tonight, and you thought it was probably going to lead to a triple threat at WrestleMania. Do you still stand by that?
Absolutely. I love what they did last night at the end of the show. You have heard me talk about things like this for a while now. I'm very much an any given Sunday kind of guy when it comes to wins and losses in pro wrestling. Anything can happen on any given night. And I don't think we get enough of that anything can happen. But boy, oh boy, last night was, I'm not even going to say it's a step in the right direction. It's a step. I don't know if that's the direction they're heading in. Unpredictability. As unpredictable as Hall of Famer Johnny Rodz. Never saw it coming. Never knew it was going to happen. And it happens, and the whole place blew. And the way they got there was great. They did a great job of it. Hats off to all the ladies. Major hats off. Double thumbs up to referee Jessica Carr, who did an amazing job of being a credible referee last night and doing her job. But, man, what I saw last night to end the show, I would love to see a lot more of that. That's what gets people, holy shit, interested and intrigued. Man, I can't miss. What if this person wins the title tonight? What's the big deal about titles and about championships changing hands on a more frequent basis?
I don't have a problem with it, especially if they do it the way that they did last night.
It's like we got to put the championship on somebody, and it's got to stay there for an amount of time. Does it stay there for 3 months? And then, we'll take the championship off them at the bigger show. It's almost like we're predisposed to we have to wait for one of the bigger shows to get a title change. Oh, well, since it's WrestleMania, that's when we'll get a title change. Oh, when it's SummerSlam, we'll get a title change. And then if we don't get a title change, we're disappointed, and the whole show was the shits just because we didn't get our title change. I want more of what I saw on Monday Night Raw last night. I want more of what we saw in the beginning, and I want more of what we saw in the end. I want chaos and confusion, and I want unpredictability. I was hooked in the beginning, and it kept me around to the end, and the end sent me to sleep going, man, I can't wait to get on Busted Open tomorrow morning to talk about this.
And there's a lot here to digest. First of all, the underdog Iyo Sky, Rhea Ripley took her for granted. Rhea Ripley, even during the match, is like talking trash to Bianca Belair, see you at WrestleMania, yada, yada. And then Iyo Sky gets the surprise victory. And there's even a lot here with Bianca Belair. We saw what happened to Naomi at Elimination Chamber from Jade. Jade attacks Naomi. Now, there are people who think, wait a second, did Jade just turn heel? And then there's people who are thinking, wait, does Jade now know that it was Naomi that attacked her? And you really don't know because we have not heard from Jade. But now you see Bianca Belair, and Bianca Belair is openly cheering for Iyo Sky in that match. Why? Bianca Belair and Rhea, there's a friendship there. There's mutual respect there. But there's Bianca Belair openly cheering for Iyo Sky. So are we seeing a bit of a heel turn from Bianca Belair? Is this story is Bianca Belair taking Iyo Sky for granted? Like, hey, I'm cheering for Iyo Sky because if I'm facing Iyo Sky at WrestleMania, that's an easy victory for me because I'm not going up against Rhea Ripley. Like, Bully, the match aside, which was great, and you get the surprise victory of Iyo Sky, this throws a major wrench into the plans of WrestleMania. And by the way,
good.
There's still
good.
A lot. And but by the way, Bully, there's still a lot of time before we get to WrestleMania. It's not concrete that we're getting Iyo Sky against Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Maybe there's a rematch between Iyo and Rhea Ripley before we get to WrestleMania. There's a lot that could happen when it comes to that championship title, but there's a lot of story that needs to be told before we get to WrestleMania.
I love me a good old-fashioned monkey wrench.
Yep.
The only time I don't like a monkey wrench is when it's hidden in a toolbox underneath a wrestling ring.
Makes no sense.
I'm all about the monkey wrench. I'm all about the, oh my God, what's gonna happen next? What are they doing? We have been programmed to watch wrestling a certain way. I think they've done a great job of throwing us all off track.
Yes, I think
I agree and they have us. Now they have us on the edge of our seat. The Elimination Chamber from beginning to end was a great PLA, premium live event for us at World Wrestling Entertainment. Shills like us, Bubba Shill Dudley.
Bubba Shill Dudley.
Bubba Shill Dudley. They have us on the edge of our seats. This is the type of wrestling, that professional wrestling that I love and that I clamor for. All killer, no filler. End of Elimination Chamber. Let's go back. The ladies kicked ass at the Chamber. Kevin and Sammy, right? Obviously, what they did in the men's Chamber. The aftermath at the Chamber. The way Raw opened. Good stuff in between. The way Raw closed. Wow, this is exciting. And I don't get excited by wrestling very often. Lord knows just moves in a ring don't excite me. I could give a shit less about moves in a ring because moves don't move me emotionally. But man, I was emotionally invested last night. When Rhea Ripley crawled out of that ring last night and got up in Bianca's face and she shoved Bianca, go watch Bianca fall. That wasn't a very graceful fall. Go watch Bianca look back. That bitch was pissed. It's good stuff. And then the way it rolled into the finish, Iyo like going buck wild and excited. Listen to the fans. Go back and watch the end of Raw and close your eyes and listen to the fans. Half of that pop is because they were happy to see Iyo Sky win. Actually, let me take that back. How many people... All right, let me dissect what I'm about to say before I say it. Do you think anybody there last night in Buffalo wanted to see Rhea Ripley lose the championship?
No.
I would say a vast majority of the people want Rhea to win because Rhea's a babyface that the people love, right?
And they love Rhea Ripley. I would think that most of the people, 99.9% of that arena were Rhea Ripley fans.
99.9% of the people were Rhea Ripley fans.
Yep.
So my question to you is this. Why did they react the way they reacted when Iyo Sky won?
I think it was just because of the shock. They did not see it coming, good. And they were completely shocked by what they had just seen. I
don't want to see it coming. I want to be shocked. I want to be surprised. I want to be like, whoa, I can't take this phone call. It's 8 o'clock. Ro's on. Like, remember back in the day? Well, don't bother me at 8 o'clock. 8 to 11, or the overrun. 11:11. Don't bother me.
And here's where it's like even more so. We're on that road to WrestleMania. This isn't Elimination Chamber. We're past Elimination Chamber. There's no more PLEs till we get to WrestleMania. This is a championship match on Monday Night Raw where you think that your match at WrestleMania, a match, by the way, Bully, that you can make an argument could be a main event match at WrestleMania, Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. So I think fans, the last thing they're thinking of is that there's going to be a title change. And, like, what has Iyo Sky done to make you think that she could beat Rhea, not only beat Rhea Ripley, but completely change the plans for WrestleMania 41? What this does for Iyo Sky, this puts Iyo Sky in a completely different level than she's ever been in her career. I don't care about how many titles Iyo Sky has won. That match last night catapulted her to a different plateau that she's ever been in her entire wrestling career after what she did last night.
But if you're going to get to a different plateau, as you're saying, you need to stay there. It can't just be a peak and then a valley. So are you saying that last night was such a definitive night for Iyo Sky that she's now on a different level within the women's division, and we can start talking about her in the same breath as Rhea, Bianca, Becky, and Charlotte?
It's hard to put her right there now, but she's close. And I feel like when you're winning a match like that on the road to WrestleMania, without a doubt, that's the biggest win of Iyo Sky's career. Like,
Yes.
without a doubt. It's the biggest win of Iyo Sky's career. So I think you have to start looking at her a little bit like how we've looked at Liv Morgan over the last year. Before WrestleMania 40, you looked at Liv Morgan and you said, I like Liv. She's had some good opportunities. I wish she'd have more time on TV. Man, but we just don't see enough of her. Till like a year later, she's on the top of the women's division, and she's in the conversation with a Rhea and a Bayley and a Bianca. I think now with Iyo Sky after last night, she's as close as she's ever been to being spoken in the same sentence as a Charlotte. And why not with a Rhea? She just beat Rhea on Monday Night Raw in the main event. So I think you can start putting her in that argument and in that conversation after what we saw last night, Bully.
I'm not sure about that, but it's definitely a step in the right direction.
And here's the other thing. You talk about stories. Here's Rhea Ripley, who is starting to lose these big matches and these big opportunities. She left the Judgment Day, and now you're looking at Rhea Ripley where she's that easily distracted by Bianca Belair outside the ring that she loses that match. So she's got to be doubting herself and the things that have happened to her since leaving the Judgment Day. Judgment Day looking for a new member. Could we see Rhea Ripley go back to the Judgment Day? Who could be that new member for the Judgment Day that they seem to have and need? And then you look at Bianca Belair, and are you starting to see some heel tendencies from Bianca Belair right now?
I think tapping into Bianca's heel side would be great. There is a reason why this whole, Bianca was like there. She was right there. She was knocking on the door of the Charlottes and the Beckys as far as being mentioned with the top women and staying in the conversation. Bianca's really good at what she's obviously incredible athlete, it factor, incredible look, good chops, blah, blah, blah. But there's something missing with Bianca. Maybe Bianca isn't all smiles. Maybe that's not the direction we should be going in with Bianca. Maybe deep down inside, Bianca's really pissed off at the world, and we need to know how to channel it. I think that's the route for Bianca. I think Bianca should become a heel. I don't think Bianca, smiley, skippy Bianca kind of, I don't know if it's run its course. I just don't know if it resonates the same way with the WWE universe.
Well, I just feel like you're waiting for Bianca to take that step, and now Bianca is taking that step. Because if it is Iyo Sky versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania, who's the favorite in that match, Bully, between Iyo and Bianca?
Bianca Belair.
I think it's Bianca Belair.
Question. Will they be leaving Rhea Ripley off of WrestleMania?
No.
So it's going to be a three-way.
But you have to get me there. Why? It can't just be because she lost the title. And listen, they can do it. They have 6 weeks to do it. But I wonder what the story is going to be between Bianca and Rhea to get her back involved in that match.
Especially because Rhea lost straight up. Listen, Rhea's the one that...
Clean. You're right. Absolutely.
Rhea got frustrated. Let's backtrack. Iyo is on the ground selling in front of the announce table.
Yes.
Bianca is just what I would say mildly cheering Iyo on. Come on, Iyo, get up, Iyo, go, Iyo, go. Iyo dives in by 8. The 8 count. Rhea Ripley gets pissed off, rolls out, gets in Bianca's face. Shoves Bianca. And Bianca shoves back. This is where I loved where Jessica Carr came out there and she took control of the situation. And she's like, well, Rhea shoved Bianca. I'm going to let Bianca have that one shove back, despite the fact that she's not in the match, but that shove was inconsequential. Now quit it, ladies. Get away from each other. And then she goes back in the ring to do her job. Then Rhea goes up to the top rope with Iyo. There's the Rana. There's the moonsault. 1, 2, 3. If Rhea doesn't go out of the ring and take her eye off the ball, which is Iyo Sky, that finish maybe does not happen. And Rhea is still your champion. Rhea Ripley only has herself to blame.
Without a doubt. Like, that's why it's like, all right, so now she's out. Does Iyo Sky versus Bianca Belair scream WrestleMania to you?
Scream? No.
But Rhea and Bianca does, which makes me wonder if we may somehow get back to Rhea and Bianca, because the meat of the story is between Rhea and Bianca Belair, not Iyo Sky.
Rhea is the girl that they're trying to make, and they're trying to get to the same level as Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch.
Yes.
And Rhea Ripley is not Charlotte Flair or Becky Lynch yet. Don't fool yourselves, people.
She's almost there, though.
I'm talking about in being level of overness. She's not Charlotte and she's not Becky yet, but she's young and has time on her side and definitely will get there. But she's not there yet. That's why in this business, we're so quick to put people in these categories. Is he the GOAT? Best ever match of the year? Blah, blah, blah. This takes time to become the best at anything. If you don't have time under your belt in pro wrestling, you're probably not the best of anything. You're probably not in the top percentile.